Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade in the
Shade
City.
in the City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we're jumping into our review of the newest season of the Love and Marriage franchise.
Franchise.
Right. This is Love and Marriage Detroit, season 1, episode 1. What up, though? Okay. So I believe that's how this. I'm sure y'all Detroit people gonna come in the comments and correct me and be like, you say it right. But I apologize. I'm not from Detroit. Don't really know that many people from Detroit. If you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button, guys.
And that subscribe button.
Yeah, because like I said, ring the doorbell, and then when you come in the house and you dust your feet off, that's to subscribe. Anyway, yeah. And let's jump
They're
into
gonna be like, and when you gonna serve us some food? What you gonna do?
this is what I'm about to give you.
This is the food for your soul. We
Right.
feeding it.
So yeah, let's jump into Love and Marriage Detroit, and let's see what Carlos is giving us. Let's get shady. We're introduced to our first. Can I just say, I feel like all of the couples are very, very beautiful. Love to see Black excellence. And they're all very cute. I was like, okay, I couldn't even say not too much about nobody's like
I thought Christina and Colby kind of favored each other a little
favored
bit.
each other. But I couldn't say nothing about nobody's looks, the way they dress. Everybody seems to be very well put together. So I'm here for it, Detroit. Hats off. We're introduced to Brandon and Christina Smith. They've been married for 11 years. They met on Twitter, is what I got. And they married 6 months later.
Yeah, he saw her her little avatar and saw her little avatar had a little booty. He wanted to hit her up on Twitter. And yeah, they was married. He said they was married 6 months later. And I think she moved to she moved to Detroit, I think like a week or something before that, or a few days before their wedding, and they've been together ever since.
Look, she said, you ain't getting the milk for free, boo. You gonna wait for it. So now Brandon is an entrepreneur. I can't remember the name of his company right now.
Star Factory.
Star Factory. And so basically he kind of deals in the music industry. Christina
He
is
grooms and develops artists. That means he spends a lot of time with his artists.
Can I just tell y'all, and this Carlos, this is no shade to you. I was trying not to do this because I want to give him a chance. It was definitely giving Stevie J, Jocelyn, and Mimi. Like you're about to set us up for some Love and Hip Hop first season, and you know that sucked everybody in.
I can give you Stevie J and Mimi, not Jocelyn, because when he put that girl out the studio, had that been Jocelyn be like, I ain't going nowhere.
She would have been like, tell the maid to come clean the studio.
She'd have been like, call her. That girl step right out.
But yeah, Christina is a fashion designer, image consultant, and an influencer. And they have two beautiful daughters. What is it, Britton and Bailey, which I thought were very cute. A beautiful family. That's the backdrop of them. And then we meet the Harris family, which is Russell and Colby. They've been married for years, but I didn't get how long.
3 years.
3 years. She believes she's the best thing that ever happened to her husband. She's also
he is Clark Kent. She loved her Superman. I thought, you know what? It is giving a little black Clark Kent though.
I was like,
when she said that, I said, I see it.
Like if he put on a suit and then came out in a cape,
I see it for Russell. Okay.
Right. I see it. Okay. So she's also an influencer and a content creator as well. Russell has his own nonprofit called Soar Detroit. I didn't really get into what
he said. It focuses on literacy and sports, and also being a part of the Army National Guard.
Okay. They have an 8-month-old daughter named Kendall.
18 month.
Oh, 18. Good job. Good job. See, that's why there's two of us. And then the two couples enjoy spending time together. And apparently this is like a thing, I mean, everybody like, somebody always at my house cooking out. So I get it. That's what we like to do when you ain't got nothing else to do, right? But apparently this couple seems to be very close with this Smith. So I think they're kind of tying in. This is kind of like the I'm trying not to compare it. I'm trying to let it be its own thing and not compare it,
She
but
does a horrible job at not trying to compare.
stop it. So, and Christina says that Colby is like a little sister to her, and they've been friends for like the last 3 years.
Dr. Latoya Thompson is a physical therapist, as
Oh, I didn't
well
catch
as
that. I just got the wine. I didn't catch the physical therapist.
yeah, she's a physical therapist, as well as the owner of Opulence Wine. Anthony works for Live Nation.
I did catch that.
And he says they do touring. He is also an owner of 18 Network production studio. They have 3 children. Anthony, who's 11, Ava, I don't know what this is supposed to say, so I don't
Aiden,
know. Huh?
Aiden, Anthony,
No.
Aiden, and Ava.
Aiden I have is 9. How old do you have, Ava?
Oh, I don't have their ages. I just got their names. Sorry, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, listen, Siri messed me up, so I don't know how old Ava is. But I did think it was cute with the 3 A's. I don't know why I love it when parents do that with the, all the kids having the first letter of the same name. I don't know. I love
I
that.
love it.
Anyways, huh?
I love it. I'm all about it.
Anyways, they've been married for almost 14 years, but he didn't really think it was gonna last. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was somebody else. Okay, scratch that. But she didn't think that this was supposed to be her husband. But he won her over with a dog, apparently. That's all it takes, I guess. Now, all the couples met up for a Father's Day cookout. Apparently, Brandon and Anthony have been friends for over 20 years. They met on the music scene. Colby and Latoya are sorority sisters. Now, Brandon was talking about how his wife basically was basically talking him out of going to Vegas. And Anthony tells him, you need to come join my man movement class, I guess, to help him man up. And Christina was not here
If this
for it.
don't sound like some Marceau foolishness,
It does. But I don't think Marcel would have said nothing about no class. He'd have been like, what are y'all doing? Like, what is going on here? Like,
Oh no, that's what when you said you saw him behind the podium, that's where he was speaking at the man's movement.
Is that what that was?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a Black Expo?
That was the man's movement.
Oh my God.
He's the coach.
Are you for real?
Everything, this misogynistic and like whatever male chauvinist, and he's the guest speaker. Come on now.
Oh my goodness. Well, Christina said it ain't happening. He ain't going to nab one of your classes. Get that idea out your head. Now, Anthony told the table about basically they plan on going on a guy's trip for the weekend. And Christina asked, are you asking or you telling?
Right.
He said, I don't ask a damn thing. Okay. So she asked her husband,
are you asking or you
are you asking or you telling?
Because you know how things go in this house. I will say this. I will say this. I don't know if in front of everyone that needed to be said. That's the one thing I will say with Christina. But I will definitely say I would have definitely been the one when we get in the car on the way home. I'd be like, oh, so you going somewhere and you wasn't gonna have a conversation with me? Oh, that definitely would have been, but I wouldn't have done it in front of everybody. But yeah, you know how things work in this house.
I don't know why. I got the impression that the other guys didn't know about it. It seemed like it was something that he was trying to put together right then and there.
Right. I think he was like, oh, you need to come and whatever.
Yeah, so I don't even think it was like a situation where it was like
no, and that's why I would, because it wouldn't have been, even if it would have been solid. If you ain't talked to me about it, ain't solid. So so I wouldn't have taken the opportunity to address him and try to make him look like he ain't got his own balls in front of his boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Russell said, if that's the way it worked with Christy and her husband in their household, so be it. But Colby would never come at me like that.
Mm.
Okay. So Brandon jumped out there real quick and asked Latoya if, she allows Anthony to do whatever he wants. And Anthony says that she follows God, the word of God. Okay. We don't allow each other or prohibit each other to do anything. So Brandon said, basically it's the same thing for me, but not without all the 21 questions. And Christina said, absolutely not. It's going to be 21 questions.
Right.
And pretty much all the ladies agree that, look, we need some details. So
And
we all.
Anthony out there trying to act like, oh, I got it. I do what I say, and my wife falls in line. But he made it very clear. Apparently, I guess he had moved at one point, or he was in a different city. He was in Atlanta.
She always do this.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said that already?
No, we ain't there.
Oh, my bad.
That's like scenes ahead. Jesus Christ. Can we finish introducing the people?
Okay, I'm sorry. Right. I'm ready to get to the tea.
They don't know who the tea is about. They got to know the people first. Jesus. So basically, Anthony's like, look, I don't give a damn. We need a guy's trip so we can relax. Brandon says that, he hates feeling like he's not trusted or supported. And according to Christina, she's got reason to feel all the feelings she feels and make him feel the way he feels. So basically, she got to clap in her hands and she said, you know what? I'm going to just leave it off like this. You can do whatever you want to do. And let me tell you something, everybody at that table knew exactly what the hell that meant. Every man, every woman, and possibly every child, okay? They all knew what the hell that meant. You better not go. So then Colby and Christina, they met up at the kids' gym, so the kids could play together. Christina is apparently 10 years older than Colby, and trust me, you would not know it because when she said it, I'm telling you, I had to rewind. Because really, I thought she might have been younger, honestly.
Yeah.
I had to rewind. Like, did I get the ladies confused, their names confused, or no? She's 10 years older. She's about to be 40. And trust me, she do not look like it.
Not at all.
And basically, she says she loves being her mentor, and, helping her, mentoring her through certain things. Christina says, that she's turning 40 and she's seeing things differently now. And basically she need to get back out there, get on top of her game. And her husband need to go 50-50 with these kids. He need to hop on his daddy role.
We see Brandon, he's working with Nija. She feels like I was going to call her Najee, and I was like, that's not her name. Nija.
What got me is he was like, that's my money maker.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that before. So he feels like she's the next big thing and, doesn't want to tell Christina and is waiting for the right time. Now, Christina calls and he's trying to get her off the phone, which
after he kicked the artist out of the studio, he had her go leave the studio for him to take the call with his wife.
And Christina, right. And she's like, why are you treating me like this? And basically, he's like, okay, I'll see you when I get home. Like, he's just being very dismissive.
And no, and an asshole. He's like, you messing up my vibe. I might as well leave now. Like, can I get back to work? Like, I was like, oh, and I think he said, I shouldn't even answer the phone or something like that. Sir, trust and believe. When you do get home, and it better not be tonight while I'm steaming hot. Mm-hmm. Well, it's gonna make me even more hot. So whenever you get home, trust and believe it's on and popping.
Okay. And she feels like the family, falls second to Star Factory. And Brandon feels like if he had support and basically not all this pressure, he would want to come home, is basically what he tells her. And I was like, brother, you are playing with fire.
And she said, you need to come home. Because he's like, so I can feel it, so that, I can feel appreciated. She said, you need to be home so I can appreciate you. Clearly, I'm trying to do it over the phone and you dismissing the hell out of me.
So we see Latoya and Anthony, they're working with their son, who apparently is like becoming a star athlete. Latoya is working or talking, having a conversation with Anthony about her wines. and basically just how it's growing and glowing, and they need to take a trip out to Napa. What I got from this scene pretty much is that even though Anthony, and maybe I'm wrong, tell me what vibe you got. I don't know if it's because I didn't know about the physical therapy. I missed that part. So I don't know if it's a physical therapist money or the opulence money, but for whatever reason, I feel like Latoya is somehow the breadwinner in this couple. And he like helps her out a lot and does like base. I don't want to call him like a do boy because he's her husband, like he's a partner, but it
I
gives.
started to say something, but it would have been from a totally different show where I was shading somebody else, but I'm not going to do that.
But it am I wrong? But like it gives me that vibe, and I think that's why he feels like I need to go do something. I need to do my own thing because he's so busy.
You know what?
You know what? I hate to say it, it's almost like a Candy and Todd.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So it's so funny, and I'm not going to do it because he clearly believes he's an alpha male.
Right.
I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that he's doing his best to be a supporting husband.
Okay, so I think we're here. We're just okay.
Because we don't know them yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's episode 1.
Right.
He's supportive.
So then Brandon talks about how he and Christina have been married for 11 years and he didn't think they would make it past 5. So he said that it's Team Christina for life. And you know, they've been through a lot, and he's surprised that she's put up with him for all these years. So he surprises her with a picnic in the middle of a lavender farm with the live sing. Y'all know I was eating this up. Even after he was such a butthole, you know, I was.
He has some making up to do. He blindfolded her, took her to a lavender farm, which apparently she's always wanted to go to. And it was a big deal for her because she's like, what? You remember? It was like live music by or a live performance by Al Better. And her friends were there. It was a picnic in this lavender field. It was beautiful. I can't even lie.
He clearly knows her love language, or at least one of them. Because
listen, I think
because acts of service might not be there.
Listen, I think that would have been any woman's love language. Any woman would have appreciated that.
No, it was very sweet. And so they get there. Christina asked Anthony about his man movement and asked him if he's a male chauvinist. He explains his man movement is to uplift Black men.
She didn't really ask him. She asked if he's always been a male chauvinist.
I was trying to give her some grace.
He was like, "Oh, you got the wrong idea."
And basically, she just thinks that he likes to promote this, and she's not with him spreading this message to her husband for real. And I think
she was like, "My husband ain't gonna have nothing to do with all that."
Right. And I think what's her name? Colby kind of feels the same way. So basically Anthony says that Brandon needs to be in the I don't know how this conversation changed, but Anthony says that Brandon needs to be in the club for his career. And this obviously sets Christina off because
because of their history.
Because of their history, but she's been alluding all episode that he's done something to make her insecure or feel a way that she does. So and so then him and Christina go back and forth, and he actually tells her she's insecure. And then Anthony, and then
I know he basically said if there's an opportunity in the club, that's where I'm gonna be. He said that he gives her 1,000% support. He wants the same in return. Colby asked him about the new artist that he's working with, which was a complete shock to Christina. Apparently, and instead of answering the question, he said, "Where'd you hear that?" She like, "My husband." Apparently, her husband didn't tell her it was a damn secret. Like Brandon told the husband. Like,
really, babe? Really?
How you gonna share the tea but not tell that the tea is a secret? You would assume. Listen. I felt what.
And not even that, because those two couples seem to be closer. I would think that he would say, "Please do not go say anything to your wife." Or whatever the case may be, because I don't want her to go back and say something to my wife. So I absolutely agree with that, because they seem to be close. Like,
I honestly, I didn't really feel, and the way she said it didn't make me feel like she was trying to be malicious at all.
I
She
don't
was
think.
literally like, I didn't know. I would have thought if anybody knew, it would have been your wife, especially before my husband. But what did it for me was when I knew she was really trying to stick her in a business. She was like, "Well, are you working with anybody else besides her?" Like, well, shit. Well, since you keeping secrets, let's get down to the nitty gritty and let's tell her all the shit. Is there anybody else that we need to know about? While her husband is over there, Russell's like, "Get your foot out their business. Bring your toe over here." Look, Brandon was like, "You got your whole leg in my door. Get your leg out my door."
Is that what? I love that. That's you got your
He
leg.
said, he said, I ain't got, she said, I ain't got my leg in your house. Look, Russell said, you got something. It ain't, if it ain't a toe, it's a foot. I don't know what, get the hell out their house. Okay. Christina is like, okay, y'all are going back and forth about this shit.
But I'm mad at my husband.
But how the hell you got a whole artist and you signed a whole contract and I don't know about it? So I'm going to tell you, I was waiting for the right time. She's like, no. After your history, you're supposed to tell me ahead of time. So then, what's that boy name? Anthony. At the end of the table, like, hold up, what the hell is the history? Yeah, you over here making suggestions about their marriage and what the hell he need to be doing. You don't know the damn history.
He was like, I
sir.
thought we was talking about business. They keep talking about history.
That's because he don't know how to just do business. He mixing business with pleasure. Okay, she said, I know my husband. I know what he's capable of. I know what the hell he's done. Okay, and I ain't going through that shit again. I said, oh, sound like she done forgave some shit. Okay, so what she said was he had an emotional.
What did Tamar say? Let that man cheat happily in peace. If you ain't gonna do
I
nothing
don't
about
know. She said, don't go looking for it and bring it to him if you ain't gonna do nothing about it. Now, I don't know if she went looking for it because what she said was it was a girl that he used to work with, you know, one of his artists that he used to work with, and she also worked with this girl as well. You know, she's a fashion designer, so I guess she helped with her as well. She was always around this girl, which made it even worse. She said that they were emotionally connected. Now, that's probably all he told you and all she told you. I don't know, but you believe what you want to believe, okay, lady? But my thing is, when it's that close to home, you may not have to go looking for it. And that's totally different when it's just smack dab in your face.
No, I agree, but I also agree on the principle that if you're going to take a man back, especially after you know that he may have, well, however he's been, whether it be financially infidelity, whether it be emotional, whether it be physical, if you take him back and, like you said, they either lose all respect for you or they understand, oh, I did this, so these are the repercussions of my actions, and they have no trouble obliging. Like it shouldn't even be an argument. So the fact that this is a thing is clearly he's tired of living like this. But it's like if you forgave it, then and you still want to be with him, you can't drive yourself crazy and stress yourself out trying to make him not. You know what I mean?
I think it's a problem on both parts because if you decide you're going to forgive him, you actually have to forgive him. Now, I don't know how long ago this happened. You know, maybe she's just not there yet. I don't know how long it's happened.
Right.
And I mean, you can't really put a time limit on, but you can. I feel like a year is kind of, once you go past a year, that's like a lot to still be bringing up
Right.
from a year ago that you said you forgave, right? But if you're also still doing shit, okay, that triggers that, and you're not showing me changed behavior, like hiding shit when we made an agreement that you're not going to do this. So
Well,
I'm
again,
beginning to
it's in the
trust you.
behavior.
I'm beginning to trust you, and then you do something that brings all that shit right back. That's hard to forgive. It's going to bring all those feelings right back. So that brings back that. Then the year is over with. Like it's you're starting all over. So I
Right.
mean,
No,
I
that's
feel
true.
like
That's true.
it's on both parts, and really that's why it's too much work. Me, for me mentally, I can't. I listen. I know how I work. And listen, I would be the one that goes past a year. That's why. Okay, I'm gonna bring
5 years later, you be like, that time you.
I'm not. Let me tell you something. We'll be on the phone, and something you say brings that shit back up. Guess what? My grown ass will get immature real quick and bring that shit right back up. That's why I know I'm not the one to forgive you and be like, oh yes, it's forgiven. Guess what? You're gonna hear about it all the time. Every moment it pop back in my mind, it's coming out my mouth. That's why I know I just got to let it go.
You are so funny.
But basically, she gets emotional talking about it. She's like, you know, you were supposed to tell me, and after what we've been through, and he tries to pull her to the side and have a private conversation.
I'm mad that he's like, he looks at Kobe, he's like, so you're gonna do this on the anniversary. You're gonna do this on the anniversary. Like,
oh, he was like, if you trying to do this on an anniversary, you got to come harder than that. Guess what? But
I think their marriage. This is just my prediction, and from what I saw from the preview, but I think their marital issues is going to start to make them put a bridge between their friendship.
Okay, so this is, and I hate to say this, okay, and I feel like I'm going to sound so scorned saying this, and please correct me if I'm wrong. If there's like men that this is not the situation with, please let me know about your perfect, amazing man, okay? Because I feel like when it sucks, but I feel like when a dude is doing that much to appease you, I would want that. I would want a man to just naturally do that, right? But when they're like just random, like doing all the stuff that you actually want them to do without a motive, it's usually because of something. It's usually to hide something or cover up something. And I know that sounds like a scorn bitch, and I don't give a fuck. That's what it is. Even when we was talking about Rashid and Simone.
Right.
Oh, I want a dude to, rub my feet and do all the shit that he's trying to cover up all the shit he's doing. He's being extra nice and being extra great, trying to cover up all the shit he's doing. Let me tell you something. Been there, been blind to it. And yes, it makes you feel great in the moment. What I'm trying to tell you, when you look back, you're like,
yeah, y'all. That was pretty much the first episode of Love and Marriage Detroit. Let us know, drop down in the comments, let us know what y'all thought about our new couples. If you have not already, please make sure that you have rung the doorbell and hit the like button.
You comment and you subscribe.
Dust your feet off on the mat. And then you hit the notification bell. You know what I'm saying? That's just, that's when you become the sous chef, and then you put the apron on and you get the knife and you start chopping up vegetables and things because you're about to help me cook. But no, thank you guys. Make sure you're following us on the IG, the Twitter, the Facebook, what's the other one, and the TikTok. And we really appreciate the support, y'all. We see us growing. We love it. We love it. We love it. And we are just so appreciative and so grateful for all the love. And yeah, we will catch y'all next week for episode 2 of Love and Marriage Detroit. Have a great week and make it a productive one and a blessed week. Bye bye.